Hello, and welcome to the Kensington Sales Group series on prospecting for government clients. My name is Mike Dombo, joined today by our head of operations, Mr. Evan Bender. Evan, we've talked now about your target audience and developing your messaging. Today, I thought we would dig into how do I actually go about reaching out to these folks? What are some of the tools that we use to automate some of the repetitive tasks? Like how do we set all this up?
Yeah, first and foremost, I would say you need to find a CRM or a database tool that works for your team. As a company, we use a tool called HubSpot. It's one of the more popular ones, but there are plenty of tools out there. What we've found is key to the CRM is finding one that your team will use on a regular basis in a consistent manner. That's the key to any CRM working as an organization. Once you're there, there's some other tools that you can integrate into the CRM. One that has been really helpful to us in the campaigns that we do is a tool called Woodpecker, but it's a tool that's specifically designed for cold emailing. Emailing is great. It's a tool that can really be easily automated and allow you to scale your effort very quickly. You don't want to get too crazy, but you can get to the tune of a few hundred touches going out each day just by email, and you can automate that. So it really scales your effort very quickly. That tool even allows you to create sequences, which we're going to talk about in some further videos, how to design those. But you can create those sequences and even have some personalization at scale, which is really helpful. And a final thing, not to speak too long on it, but a final thing would be finding an integrated phone, a phone that integrates into your CRM and that works well for you. It really helps with, it tracks a lot of good data. Talking time, you can find out how long these conversations typically are. It usually can even create seamless workflows for note taking as well. And so it's a really great tool to have integrated.
Yeah, and I know each time I've interacted with a prospect, so I can go back for posterity. Yeah, this is all great. There are lots of tools out there. How much is all this going to cost me? I'm a small business. Every dollar counts. I gotta be careful with what I spend.
Yeah, you know me, I love my free versions of things when I can find them. Even if there's a trial of it, you can at least make sure that it works well for you and your team. Start with free versions where you can, and you'll find where you're limited. I've seen companies in the past just assume that you have to buy the biggest and best product. And apologies to all the CRMs and everybody out there because this is kind of talking against what they want to sell you. But you don't need all of that. If anything, it can get in the way of what you ultimately want to accomplish when you get started. If you find you feel like you're way too limited and you speak to their teams or do some research on your own, you can always upgrade and figure out what the best fit for you is. But um, typically, you can make this an inexpensive, at least for these tools, fairly inexpensive venture. But you can obviously spend more if you and your team feel like you need the functionality.
And the potential return on that investment is possible future clients. So
Right.
it is kind of a necessity if you want to be doing this kind of work. It's great. So now I got my CRM. I have a tool to help automate some of the manual tasks. So how do I make it all work together?
The CRM specifically themselves have done a pretty great job, a lot of them, of creating a marketplace of tools that work natively together and then integrate together. That really allows your team to have a seamless workflow. So we have HubSpot as a CRM, Woodpecker integrates natively to that CRM. All those emails, our team can see them live as they're happening. So again, to your point, they can keep track of when and where you've done outreach to each individual prospect. Um, that's kind of the first of a twofold approach. The other is getting feedback and buy-in from your team as you start to look at these CRM tools to make sure that the UI is good for everybody, that they're bought into what you're doing. I've seen too many times where it's just kind of passed down and nobody knows what they're doing. Mike's doing it different than I'm doing it. It's just different than Sarah's doing it, and it just doesn't work, right? You're creating more headaches and more work when the idea is having tools in place that help you build a better pipeline and then obviously get revenue from that. That's making these tools work for you and your team is critical, and not having them get in your way.
Yeah, or you working for them. That's not to create busy work. It's to capture valuable touch points and data so you can sell more. That's great. Really appreciate it, Evan. Thank you all for joining us for this edition of Kensington Sales Group's Prospecting for Government Clients. Please do join us for our next topic, messaging cadences, persistence versus annoyance. And please do reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like to just talk with us about some of your prospecting challenges. Our website is www.kensingtonsalesgroup.com. Thank you.